Srimatre Namaha, Sri Rama Raksha, Sarva Jagat Raksha. Before getting into the topic, please like, share and subscribe to our channel so you motivate us and bringing out the sacred content to you all. I'm offering a paid consultation or guidance service. If you want to avail it, you can mail me at vibehirights@gmail.com. Today I'm going to help you understand the common differences between the top-down awakening or the bottom-up awakening, or the ascent of Kundalini or the descent of Kundalini. I've made previously some videos on the ascent of Kundalini and also the Kundalini AROHANA journey. I have shared my entire Kundalini AROHANA journey, and also I have described there are different types of Kundalini awakening journeys based on what an individual is going through and how much of the awakenings they had happened they have gone through in their previous lifetimes also. So based on that, you are going to experience some kind of Kundalini experiences which may or may not resonate with the other people which you are listening or who are entering into your journey, or which you have heard of, right? So it all depends on an individual, so what they are going through. I've already explained about my Arohana journey. If you did not listen that, go listen that. So today I'm going to talk about the Kundalini descent, the Avarohana phase. So what is the Kundalini descent, the Avarohana phase? So I'm going to not only talk about the Kundalini descent, but also I'm going to give the differentiation between the Kundalini ascent and also the Kundalini descent, the Arohana versus the Avarohana. Okay, if the video gets longer, I'll make it in parts. Now the Kundalini, we have talked a lot about the Kundalini ascent. I've made so many videos now on the Kundalini journey. All these videos, they will describe only one thing, which is I've mostly made more videos on the Arohana phase, which is the Kundalini ascent phase. Why? Because I personally have experienced the Kundalini Arohana phase first. So I have experienced the Kundalini awakening journey. Now the Kundalini awakening journey is from the down to up. So this is from downwards to upward journey. So just like, if you want to understand it from the Radha Krishna lens, now you can understand this by now, just like how the Radha is there. Radha moves from down to top. So when the Dhara is like, in one of my videos of the Shakti, like Lakshmi Tattva, in that I have explained about the Radha and Dhara concept also. If you are interested, you can listen to that. So in that I told you that there are two things. One is Radha and other is Dhara. So what Radha is the reverse flow of energy, and Dhara is the Dhara you will see. The Dhara is the Amrita Dhara, which is like, it is the from top to down, right? So now the Radha it is from down to up. So whenever the people who are going through the Arohana phase of the Kundalini awakening journey, you can understand it by like Radha is moving from down to up. So that is Arohana phase, where your Kundalini energy is moving from root chakra to the top Sahasrara chakra. So all the Arohana phases of the Kundalini awakening journey, all the ascent phases of the Kundalini awakening journey, there's so many symptoms associated with it. There are so many things which happen in the Kundalini ascent journey or awakening journey. There's much more, so many things which are associated with this journey. So this journey is like in itself is for so many years. So after that, what will happen is there is a union phase. So not only the ascent and descent, but also there is a in between a phase called as a union phase, where the Shiva Shakti union will happen, right? So I have already made some videos about union also. So in my future, I am going to make more videos on all the three concepts, not only the Arohana phase, but also the union phase and also the Avarohana phase. So that you will be clear with all the things. And if you have any doubt regarding all these concepts, you can comment in the comment section below. I will clarify your doubts. So now, whatever the Arohana Kundalini experiences or I have shared, so after that I have also made some videos on the union phase. Okay, so there are some layers to this. Okay, not only for the union phase they have layers, but also you have the layers for the Arohana journey also. So based on that also, people go through different kinds of journeys. For example, in the Arohana journey, so people can experience it very intensely, very like a speed kind of awakening, where they go through a lot of cleansing and purging merging and healing, and every day they're going through some or the other thing, and their Kundalini is working in a very fast space. But for some people it cannot be like a same kind of a speed with this. They might not go through the same kind of awakening, same with the same speed as of the other person who is going through the awakening in a jet speed point of like a jet speed space. So it all depends on how much your Kundalini energy is rising, and how much with how much speed your ascension journey is moving on, how much speed it is going on, and with how much speed it is your journey is accelerated. So it all depends. So for some people it for years and years they can go through the Arohana phase, and maybe in some next lifetime they are still going through the Arohana phase. Or some people who are already experiencing this all kind of phases like Arohana, union, and avarana phase, maybe they have done all these things from so many lifetimes, and now they are reaching to this point. So you never know. So anything can happen. But whatever is happening with you, it's very important to analyze what kind of a journey you are in, and what is happening with you, and what kind of symptoms are matching with you. Based on that, if you follow that kind of a information and that kind of a understanding, you will move forward in your journey regardless of what you are going through. So for some people it will be like a slow awakening. So for some months and years they'll go through something, some chakra activation, some cleansing, and then after some year they'll go through some other thing, and then after some year they'll go through some other thing. So like that their journey will be like a with less speed but more smoother journey. For some people maybe they are going with a jet speed, but their journey will be like a rock bottom kind of they'll hit a lot of unbelievable things, and they can have a more intense kind of a journey. And but also their tests will be like that intense, and they're also the churning will be that intense, that samudra manthan will be very intense for them. So for some people it will like very smooth, very nice, happy Kundalini journey, and they'll also experience so many bliss spaces, and they also experience their journey will be like smooth and nice, and like all gift giving, and well like a full karasa kind of for some people. So those kind of people like they can actually like I don't say that everybody like doesn't go through like they don't hit the rock bottom, but for some people who are having like a less intense energy, for them they'll have comparatively like a more smoother kind of a journey, and it's nice. Who is asking you to rush, and it's not in your hands. So something which is not in your hands, how can you like think about it? You can only do something for something about something which is in your hands and which is in your control. So Kundalini is one thing which is not in your control. Kundalini decides in what kind of a journey you have to have, and Kundalini herself decides like what kind of a phases you have to go through, and it's her wish, it's her will, it's her intensity. So you are nobody to like control it. You cannot control Kundalini. In fact, the Kundalini controls you. So it's like that. So whatever your journey is, you just try to enjoy it, or if you're having like a smoother journey comparatively with others, or if you're having like a tough journey or intense journey, try to balance it. So I can only say that thing, because Kundalini journey itself is a very difficult journey, because with the personal experience I'm saying, like it's like a tough journey, not like all the peoples and who talk about big things about the Kundalini, all the big people who talk big things about the Kundalini. But in reality it's not like that. In reality it's like oh my god, in reality it's like too much of highs and lows, and sometimes it's very intense, and sometimes it will churn you like anything. It will churn up everything which is there within you, and you have to go through a lot of transformation and lot of changes and lot of things which are going into within you, that sometimes you don't even have time to process it. Sometimes you don't even have time to understand it. So it will be like that intense. So for some people it can be like very blissful and very happening, and they'll be having some different kind of other worldly experiences also. So it depends on you and what kind of a journey you are having. So based on that you decide. So now you are having this Arohana phase. In the Arohana phase, I've told you that it's Radha, right? So Radha is moving from down to up, that is Arohana. And then comes the union phases, and union phases also I've gave some examples. So examples of I have myself gave like my own experiences, and I've also mentioned about the divine union experience and the Kundalini union experiences. You can watch about that. So I have I'll record by it with layer by layer. So one layer I have completed completed about the Arohana, then Union, and then Avarona, then I'll go to the next layer. Like same like that. Now till now I have uploaded like 2-3 videos about the divine union. So you can listen to all those videos about the divine union. You'll understand the union phase of the Kundalini awakening journey. So now comes the Avarona phase. So in the Arohana phase, what will happen is you will see a lot of snakes. You will see a lot of creatures which are crawling on the ground, because Kundalini, which is the Arohana journey, is denoting is it is like mostly it is starting from land to sky. Okay, it is going from land to sky. It is moving from land to sky. It's like in our history and in our rituals, we always say that Lakshmi is land, and Lakshmi is Bhudevi, and Vishnu is sky. Like he's above, the Purusha is the sky, and the Prakriti is the land. Like that, we always give it like in other cultures also. It's like the father is the heaven and the mother is the earth. We always see it like that, right? So the earth mother is trying to reach towards the sky god, sky father. So the earth mother is trying to reach the father who is in the sky. That is the Arohana phase. So Arohana phase, Kundalini down to up journey. So this is Kundalini ascent journey. So when the mother earth mother is trying to reach to the sky father, that is the Kundalini ascent journey. So after this, because of this, what you will see is you will see lot of creatures, lot of organisms, or lot of spirit animals which are actually the earth beings who are like the earth beings, who are like creeping creatures, crawling creatures. The best example for that is snake. So most people, that's the reason why they always see snake during the Kundalini ascent journey or Kundalini Arohana journey. That's the main reason why they are seeing the snakes in the ascent journey. And also not only snakes, but also you can see some other creatures who are actually the land creatures, who are on the land. For example, you can see a land turtle also. You can see frog also. So there are some people who have like a frog like awakening also will be there. Like they have the frog like movement of the Kundalini. Sometimes I've rarely experienced some kind of a jump where the energy is jumping from one, how in some water there'll be some stones and you jump from one stone to another. How it will be like what kind of a feeling you'll get. So sometimes you will have that kind of a movement also of the Kundalini. So it will be like that. And also sometimes, mostly I have experienced the snake kind of a movement of the Kundalini. So that's the reason why mostly people kind of associate Kundalini with the snakes. And mostly you will experience in the Kundalini ascent journey, you'll experience all the creatures or all the beings who are mostly connected to the land. Or you will have the stories where you will receive the stories of the land, or you will receive the stories about the elements, or you will receive the stories about the chakras, or you will understand more about the chakras, or you will understand actually you will work on the chakras, and you try to understand more about the father. So whenever it's the mother, whenever it's the earth mother, she'll always she'll care much more about the father rather than her. So when it's Radha, she always thinks about the Krishna. She doesn't think about the Radha herself, right? When the Radha is awakening within you, so Radha is more bothered about, more eager to meet the Krishna rather than thinking about what she is doing, rather than thinking about what is going on with her. So it's like it's the love of the Kundalini which is trying to reach to the upper chakras. So whenever your Kundalini ascent is happening, what you will what things will happen within you is you will be more ungrounded. So because why you are more ungrounded is because you are not trying to your energy is always trying to move upwards. It is rising in order, because it is rising, it is always trying to rise. What it is doing is it is being ungrounded, and it is trying to reach towards the sky father, that heavenly father. It is always trying to rise and move towards that heaven, or climb up those stairs. So that's the reason why in the dreams also you'll always see that you are climbing some stairs, you're climbing some steps like that. So it's always rising, it's always climbing and trying to reach towards that father, or the masculine energy, or that sky, or that heaven, or the God consciousness. So I have told you that your Kundalini is your own prana shakti. I've made another video where I've explained about 3 types of Kundalini. You can also watch that. It will help you in understanding more about the Kundalini awakening journey and different types of Kundalini awakening journeys. Okay. So now this is your own prana shakti. Radha is your own individual prana shakti, or the consciousness, the shakti within you, that is trying to rise and trying to reach the Krishna, which is there in the Sahasrara. When the Radha reaches to the Krishna, she will be like having the Ras Leela, which is happening in the Sahasrara chakra, which is happening in the we will say that in the in the Brindavan, like all the gopikas are there and Krishna is doing the Ras Leela with the Radha. What is this dance? What is this dance? This is the dance of the all the petals of the Sahasrara chakra. So when the Radha is trying to rise and try to reach towards the Krishna in the Sahasrara, and in that moonlight, in that full moonlight, in that Brindavan, in the gardens of the Eden, Radha is trying to merge with the Krishna, and both Radha Krishna are with their gopikas. They are doing the Ras Leela. They are trying to have the dance of joy, the dance of union. Okay, they are creating the union energy, the union of the individual consciousness with the divine consciousness. Here, remember, I told you Radha is, I'm just saying it as an example, don't take it literally. Okay, Kundalini is the adiparashakti herself, but then it's also the individual consciousness. Adiparashakti herself have divided herself into each individual consciousness is created and each individual organisms. That's why we are individuals. This individual came from that ultimate God source, that Adiparashakti. So Adiparashakti herself have taken so many forms which you are able to see around you, and also which you are every day seeing in that mirror. Okay, that is also the person you are seeing every day in the mirror. That person is also an extension of the Adiparashakti. Now this extension of the Adiparashakti and the extension of the creation, now what is this extension of the creation is happening is that extension is gathering herself together, and that extension is moving forward and trying to unite with that source from it came, from where it got extended. So from where it got extended, it got extended from that passivity, from that source energy. From that source energy, that passive energy has turned into the active energy. So whenever it's Shiva Tattva or the Krishna Tattva, it's always like whenever it's sometimes the Shiva energy. Shiva doesn't mean Shiva, the Mahadev Shiva. It's the masculine principle. So the masculine principle is the still consciousness. The masculine principle is ever still, and the feminine principle is always moving. So this feminine principle, which came out of that ever still consciousness of the God source, that became into so many extensions, and that extension is also a result of you are a result of that same extension which has happened. Okay, so now that extension is again moving, rising and trying to reach towards its stiller consciousness, its source consciousness, from where it came from. So that's the reason why Radha is trying to rise and trying to reach the Krishna where she came from. So when she comes from the Krishna and the God source, or the extension, and then she will understand and realize that she is the extension of the Krishna, she is the extension of the God source. So I have recently watched a serial of the Radha Krishna where actually I think it's a serial, or somewhere I have watched something, I don't know. I was receiving so much of Radha Krishna energy, and there I saw that Krishna was about to take the avatar. I just saw 1717. So I did not plan to talk about Radha Krishna in this video. I was about to make the video about the Kundalini descent, but I don't know why all this thing is coming up. Yeah, it's maybe a divine will. So yeah, let's flow according to what divine is trying to talk through me. So yeah, so I watched series, something I watched, I don't remember exactly, but yes, in that Krishna was about to take the avatar, and then he was seeing himself in the mirror, and from that mirror he was trying to trying to get ready in the feminine form. Like there is some Krishna who is standing in front of mirror, and he is trying to get ready in the form of feminine, and he's applying all that bindi and all the jewelry and all the gehena and all the ornaments, and he's trying to adorn himself in the form of a female. And that extension, that female form of Krishna later became Radha. So he's trying to it signifies that the ultimate God source consciousness is trying to create his extension. That one God source principle, that unity consciousness, is trying to create the masculine principle and also the feminine principle. So now the masculine principle, the unity consciousness, when it moved and when it decided to extend, first what it will do is it will try to push out the masculine principle, and from that masculine principle again there are so many extensions, and that extensions are the feminine principles. So now this feminine principles they come out, and each individual feminine principle, they take so many forms, so many organisms are created, so many, the entire Prakriti is created with the help of the feminine principle. So now the feminine principle is ever moving. It is Shakti. It is trying to create. It is trying to take different forms and different shapes, and it's all feminine. So whatever which doesn't have any form, whatever which doesn't have any shape, which is ever still, which has no ending and has no beginning, that is a masculine principle. So whenever you say that the Atma is going to merge with the Paramatma, that Paramatma is the masculine principle, and the Atma and the individual consciousness and all the forms which the feminine took, this is all the game of the feminine. This is all the game of Radha. This is all the Leela of the Radha, or Leela of the Lalita Tripura Sundari. So now, when the Radha goes up and rises, she doesn't bother. She's not bothered about herself. She is always bothered about the Krishna, or something which is there in your head, or something which is there in the Sahasrara, or something which is the God consciousness. So whenever your Kundalini rises first, which you always try to, your Kundalini energy itself tries to always reach towards the higher spiritual dimension. So always you move from one dimension to the other, and you always try to reach towards the higher dimensions. So your focus and your ultimate goal after your Kundalini awakening journey will be always trying to reach towards the ultimate God source and the God consciousness. That's the reason why, as soon as people awaken in the Kundalini awakening journey, or whenever they go through the ascent phase of the Kundalini awakening journey, mostly they get more spiritual. So they try to slowly whatever the materialistic things are there within their life, or the 3D life, they have least interest in the 3D life. Why? Because they don't want to participate in the 3D, or they have less interest in the 3D, and slowly their interest and their habits and their lifestyle will change, and all that changes will lead to understanding and trying to spend more time with their own energy, and trying to be more spiritual, and trying to interpret what all which is happening within them. So slowly what they will be more interested in the spiritual stuff, and they are more interested in the other worlds. They are more interested in the godly stuff and the divine stuff. They start to like the interest is in the music also change. They will not listen to all hitka, all those 3D songs and all those nonsense, all these things. They only listen to some meaningful. Now their taste in songs also will change. The taste in their appearance and the taste in their dressing style will also change. So many changes will happen within them, and all those changes will be happening, and the transformation will be happening according to what fits their spiritual life. So now they'll become more like a spiritual being, and they are least interested, and they're not interested much more in the 3D. They will be interested because they have to they have to involve in the 3D and engage in the 3D. They'll also be doing those words, but willingly they are more focused onto the spiritual world, and they're more focused onto the godly world. They are more focused on how they can connect more and more with the divine. So that's the reason why whenever your ascent phase of the Kundalini happens, you will be more trying to go within you. You will move more towards inwards. So this is like an inward journey. So whenever you are going through ascent phase of the Kundalini journey, or Arohana phase of the Kundalini journey, you will be moving more and more and more and more and inward, and you will be understanding yourself more and more and more. That's the reason why whenever someone enters into the Kundalini journey, they will understand that they are star seed, so and so. They came from so many dimensions, so many other dimensions, or they came from who they are, their past lives. All these things will be getting revealed to them. Why? Because now their focus is moving more towards inwards. They are trying to move towards inwards. As a result of this, they learn so many things about themselves. They learn where the beginning is. They learn who they were in their past life, or they learn who they are actually, and they learn what kind of energy they are having. They learn their own spiritual essence. They learn about themselves. They learn more about themselves by understanding by focusing on their internal world. So they move from the external world to the internal world in the Arohana phase of the Kundalini ascent or Kundalini ascent journey. So it's more like the inward journey. So inward journey, you move inwards, you try to understand yourself based on your inner interests, because your internal world is changing, because your changes in the internal world and the transformation within you, your internal self, all the transformation will be reflected into your hologram, and you can see those changes within your external self. As I told you before, that your interest will change, your way of what you are eating will change, your food habits will change, your lifestyle will change, your way of dressing will change. So many changes will happen in your own life, in your own lifestyle, in the way you are living the life, based on what all changes you have gone through in your internal world. So this was all about the Kundalini ascent, the rising of the Radha energy, or Arohana phase of the Kundalini ascent journey. I wanted to discuss about the descent, but yeah, maybe it's the divine will. I had to first explain about the ascent and the with the lens of the Radha Krishna, through the lens of the Radha Krishna. I think I have to give this example. So that's the reason why maybe I have talked about the Kundalini ascent, and hope you're understanding what I'm trying to say here. Hope you understood the Kundalini ascent journey. If you have any questions regarding the ascent journey, if you have any queries, if you have any personal questions, you can you can contact me through my email, that is ybharites@gmail.com. So that is a paid consultation. And if you have any more questions which you feel on which if you have any more topics on which if you feel that I have to make a video on that, so you can comment in the comment section below. I'll make a video on that if it helps everybody else. Okay, so in the next video I'll talk about the, hopefully I don't know what will happen, so hopefully I'll talk about the Kundalini descent. In this one I have gave so many examples, and next in the descent phase I'll tell you more things, more secrets about the Kundalini descent phase of the journey and what will happen during that phase. So hope you did understood about this one. And in future also, if you have any doubts or if you have anything any questions on which I feel that I have to make a video on this topic, I'll definitely make a video on that. For that you have to comment in the comment section below on what topic you feel that I have to talk about, okay, regarding the Kundalini journey. So that's all for today. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you understood. I hope this helps you in some or the other way. So Sri Rama Raksha Sarva Jagat Raksha Sri Matre Namaha.